right, welcome to TNT. I'm your host, whysatanwhy. Thursday night throwdowns. You know what it is. I got my co-caster right here, Sonsoyo. How you feeling, big dog?
I'm feeling pretty good for today. We got a crazy matchup for chat today. We got Team Ed, Team ED versus the Rabblerousers.
The Rabblerousers. Got Mr. Derp in there, Slothy Varian. Everybody knows Team Ed, Lamp graduating normalized. They're going absolutely insane in the Pro Hubs League right now. I think they're first place. So this should be a really good match here. It's going to be really exciting. I'm certainly excited to see how these matches unfold.
Yeah, these matches are going to be going down to the wire. We're going to be starting on Nozomi Citadel.
We're starting up this match. Let's get hype. We got the teams in here. Team Ed about to go crazy against the Rabblerousers. So game one in Nozomi Citadel.
Yeah. This is going to be a fantastic 3v3. I'm so excited. We're going to see the FAMAS come out from Normalize. Obviously, we see a lot of 93Rs and SA12, so no surprise there. As well as the dash and winch. It's just kind of the meta. I'm sure we got a mirror matchup potentially here coming out.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. Most definitely. Let's get this crack-a-lacking. What we got the spawns looking like?
So we're going to be going ahead straight into Vault 1. They spawn both relatively equal distance away from this vault. We're going to be going in, setting up a little bit of goo. Derp's ready for that RPG as Varian and Slothy take the high ground. Now everyone's on even footing.
Right, they are on the same level right now. We got some goo. Kind of just going to make each other, just waiting for each other to make a move here. Who's going to get winched first? Oh boy, Dome Shield comes out. Lamp winches Mr. Derp, but Mr. Derp lives by a slither. Mr. Derp getting taken out with glitches. Love to see it. We got fibulations going on Mr. Derp. He will just be easily taken out as well. And what did I just say? You get winched, and now you're glitched, and that's the game. Who's going to get winched first? And that's, I'm just, yeah.
No, honestly, I think you're onto something. I mean, I think everyone already knows that. That's what's so powerful. And with these heals, that displacement on the player is so powerful because it makes it a little bit harder for that light to be able to get those heals off on the person winch. And it can be very difficult, but we're going to be going ahead. Mr. Derp, the Rabblerousers, making their approach, going in the first floor and going to try and dissect this building, going in from bottom up.
Right, exactly. I kind of like this side of the map over here. Lots of leg room, lots of different ways you can approach these cash outs as well as defend. But we have Team Ed commanding position on the height right now. Just kind of waiting, trying to see what the Rabblerousers do. A little bit of shots on Slothy, but he's kind of chilling. He get his big gem back up. So not a lot of action right now. It's looking like Rabblerousers playing very sneaky. Varian trying to get some intel for his team. They are trying to recontest. Hey, big pad play. No connections on it. RPG comes out. No connections. Graduating 2-bar. Now, Team Ed fighting back. Slothy being taken out. It is a 2v2 right now. Oh, wait a minute. Rabblerousers turning it around right now. They will have the cash out now. Look like on that pad play, Ed was not necessarily ready. Graduating took a little bit of damage, and he couldn't really help them in that fight. Lamp took one out, but it just wasn't enough. So now Rabblerousers have a decent positioning here. They just need to play slow, bait these cash outs, and play stall, and they should be chilling.
Yeah, and honestly, I was a little bit worried for Rabblerousers. Team Ed made that first vault fight with such grace, taking them out with ease, but Rabblerousers coming ahead on top. We do have a gas barrel, and Lamp's going to throw that away. He's going to look for the fourth point. Great delay on that dunk, throwing it straight up. But Mr. Derp's going to drop down and look for that win. He does get the stall as that 93R damage coming in much from Varian's off angle. Varian does go down to mid-graduating, however. And they're going to be going ahead. Slothy dropping. Now just Mr. Derp. It looks like Team Ed's going to be able to win this for the ego and for the option to contest Vault 2.
Yeah, they have a decent walk over here to 2, so Team Rabblerousers might have a contest before it plugs in. I will say That was kind of close. Lamp was sticking point there, and I thought he had it. It was actually kind of close, but unfortunately he fell off and the stalls worked. So now we are on to the second one, and now Team Ed desperately needs this for the game here. So Rabblerousers spawning in behind them, trying to pad TP in, get some space here. But I think Team Ed will, unfortunately, or not unfortunately, they will get the plug.
Yeah, they do have control over this building. She is kind of in their hands as Varian's down to 1 bar.
The whole team is hurt right now.
They're not even going to be going for this kill. They're just going to keep poking them away from this bridge. This is going to be an interesting cross. I'm not sure how you make this advance. You're going to need to hit some clean shots on the normalize if you even want to take down that pike, but that 9 are still has crazy range. They're going to drop a dome and take shots at normalize. Finally padding over into this building and getting ready for an engagement.
Right, the pike is piking on the side of Team Ed. That gun is so strong on medium, probably one of the more stronger weapons at the moment right now, especially maps like this. So
yeah, and
love
we're gonna
to
just
see
be
the pike
hiding around. Team Ed is gonna try and keep their distance away from the Rabblerousers and maybe use this red barrel. Graduating might have a great opportunity for burst damage. He does just kind of break their cover and dash away. He's gonna look to repeat that.
Decent RPG value.
Big RPG on Mr. Dirt. And Slothy's just gonna be healed to back up, but Varian, it goes down and Slothy still at 3 bars. This looks like a very commanding fight from Team Ed. They do get the reset, however, Varian is back up and drops Slothy for looking for that res trade. Graduating finally getting knocked down, taking that ego fight, but it's still now 3v1 because that defib came out.
Yeah, I was really thinking this was going to be a one and done situation, but it's like Rabblerousers have 2 up right now. They might want to try to go a fib or wait for coin here. Team Ed being very aggressive on Slothy, right? Slothy overextending right there. I would have waited for the coin. However, he decides to int, and that will be the cash out right there. Well done by Team Ed. Really stalling this point as long as possible, waiting for them to make a play. I think they should have waited for the coins there. Slothy being a little aggressive. Unfortunately, being taken out right there, and that kind of costed them this cash out.
Yeah, and Mr. Derp is almost 100 meters away from this cash out, 150 meters away from this cash out. He's just going to look for the reset and play for the position to get his team back. I do agree with you. Getting that coin probably would have been the smarter move because Derp, that stagger was a massive one for this team.
Exactly, yeah. As soon as Slothy died, it was kind of guaranteed. So I like Mr. Derp actually rocking his name like this. I feel like this is the first time I see his name, like Mr. Derp. He's usually like obese grandma or some weird.
A big RPG and dropping down on Mr. Derp. A winch comes out. Mr. Derp drops it, and his team is nowhere in sight. I guess Varian did fall to Graduating most likely, and Slothy yet again gonna be the lone ranger getting that res back up. Slothy taking some huge damage, and we're right back in the same stagger position. But they're going to get the team wipe and now be able to spawn in as a group. It looks like Vault 3. Where would you go with Vault 3?
B's pretty good. This Citadel spot over here has like kind of ridiculous spawns. But it looks like they might opt for a D because they do still have to cross over. D is actually a similar situation to something like Hospital where you have to get in and you're just going to get lit up as you're crossing in. So D not... Both of these cash outs are great, but I think D might be a little stronger here just because you have to cross over.
I do agree with that, and especially from this side, you only have bridges, which can be a detriment.
Right, right. Luckily, they are still down for them to cross over. Mr. Dirt being a little aggressive here. Gets healed up by the H+ infuser. Bridge is up now.
Nobody's stopping that bridge from going up. Why are we not tapping this? You need to get across to even take this point. Now Mr. Dirt's alone in a bridge, and he has no team there. His team finally shows up, and now they're just going to get RPG lamped up.
Oh, wait, they're turning it around.
Reset. They might be able to turn this around, but a huge counter flying comes from Normalize, taking out both Varian.
Oh, they have to reset. Just die. He has to reset. There you go. Wow. Yeah, Mr. Derp, not the best play, taking that zip line up there. He just got winched in immediately and exploded there. So almost had it with the defib there, but and the trade on Lamp. So, however, Ed holding this spot commandingly now. Looks like they might have to just try to TP over as fast as possible. Try to take the fight as fast as possible to have any chance here. They do get the spawn by Via over there, and they are sprinting in for their lives right now. Hopefully they can get something going. Looks like they will get the TP in. And now, not a lot of time left. They have to be decisive here. They have to be on this point, take this fight as fast as possible. Team Ed just running around. They do not want to take the fight. They just want to stall as long as possible. Drop comes out.
Gonna be looking for a
pad stall.
Jump pad for that stall, guaranteeing it. Basically, it goes up yet again, and now there's gonna be no time to take this point. Normalize is sitting there and facing his team at it, not even wanting to take the fight, not even wanting to get the kills. But he's gonna win this point for his team with that jump pad VMAT.
Yeah, and Team Ed will take the first game here at TNT Pro Scrims. Yeah, I will speak to the positioning that Rabblerousers had there. Not the best positioning. Kind of split on like most of those fights there towards the end. They played that first cash out really well. However, the second cash out, they're a little split around all over the place. Not necessarily the best positioning on anybody's part, and the same exact thing on that last cash out. You had Mr. Dirt pushing in by himself while his team was on the other side of the bridge. That's just not the best positioning, not the positioning you want to see. So hopefully they can clean this up and perform a lot better on this next map. However, it is still really strong on the poke, side of things. You got a pike, like on top of those roofs. It can be very strong as well. I think it could go either way, honestly, but we will most likely see pikes as we do right here on Normalize right now.
Yeah, I do think this is probably a little bit more longer range, as I said. Going on to those head glitches, in my opinion, are going to be able to allow
right on the roof are crazy.
Light and the medium to really pop off with their range. Not as good for the heavy, but generally we do see heavy shotguns on this map because, like you said, there are still a lot of close quarters fights, but getting there is the tough part because traversing these roofs can be very exposing, as well as we have a barn, a courtyard, and a church to have this high ground in this map.
Well, it's mostly because like a lot of these buildings are so close together, right? So I don't know, you can kind of use them to cross over and stuff like that. So we got some shots going off on Sloppy, big RPG on Lamp, lots of damage right now on both sides. Both Sloppy and Varian unfortunately get taken out as well as Mr. Derp, and Team Ed will get the tap and rotate on this position right here. Yeah, that fight was really fast.
Yeah, these first vault fights do seem like they're going very fast in the way of Team Ed. And honestly, looking at both these points, this is kind of a tough choice. I think generally the better pick is to go for that billboard point, as Rad does end up to decide to go to, because you have this high ground, because you're playing the Pike and the 93R, which have great range. It's going to be very hard to make their push into this high ground. Look at Normalize's head glitch.
Pike is trying to pike right now. We have Lamp and Normalize holding on a goo on the billboard right now. But as you can see, they use the buildings to kind of walk in, and now they're just kind of trying to find. They get spotted. Salty gets spotted. It's not so good. Ooh, Graduating gets taken out. That was awesome. He just got lit up mid-air right there. These players are so good. Both of these teams, Lamp taking a little bit of damage.
An RPG used to open that up. Turp is pushing in, chasing Lamp down to the ends of the earth. Will Lamp be able to make his escape as he draws this fight?
Yeah, that was well played by Lamp right there. That was so well played by Lamp. Made a lot of space for them to reset right now, and now they're just re-engaging right now. Oh boy. Rabblerousers in trouble.
IQ
yeah, that was so good on Lamp right there.
That space
perfectly played right there.
Now we're going to see Brad look back up and play relatively far away from the point. Hopefully he has a portal. Normally taking a huge amount of damage, trying to escape with that goo. They do fall, and now Mr. Derp jumps out but doesn't see anyone. He thinks they're in that room.
Graduating gets taken out.
And Normalize stops on his rotation.
They get the fib up. It is a 2v3 situation now on the fib. Graduating looks like he's going to get taken out, and now they opt to get the flip, and they will have the cash out. Yeah, I mean, that was really well played on Lamp right there. Able to just kite away and just make his team reset and re-engage. They almost had that on the re-engage right there. However, the Rabblerousers ended up getting the better of them this time around on the on offense.
The mesh on Lamp is beginning getting a lot of value, but that doesn't matter. As soon as Mr. Derp does land one of those winches, it gets taken down. And that's the unfortunate thing, because when these fights break out, it can be rather dangerous. Unless you bait out that winch initially, Lamp is getting tons of value blocking hits for his medium on, not only on the high ground, but also in these skirmishes. And we're going to be going into Vault 2. We do see the Rabblerousers getting the tap as we go for the advance. Gonna glitch that TP most likely on it and just play for the space. Brad setting up his own TP to hold this back. Varian trying to get a glitch. He does hit the glitch, as you can see on the left side. And we're gonna be going into this fight. Maybe not.
Yeah. Interesting pick on the mesh. I wonder why he wanted to go mesh. Maybe because they really want to play advantage on these poke fights, and if you have a mesh, that could really help on something like that. So probably why. But playing close against a winch could be very tough when you have mesh. Winch misses. No winch on the side of Mr. Derp. They know that as well. Mr. Derp now in big trouble. Gets healed up a little bit. Both teams kind of like waiting here. A little bit of damage on both heavies. Slothy is half health. We're gonna play his regen. Kind of like this fight is taking forever. They just want each other to make a move here and jump on it. Slothy gets taken out by Normalize with the pike. Now
and the fight is breaking out. Varian dropping.
Varian as well getting taken out now. It's just Mr. Derp by himself. He will get taken out right there. And Team Ed will get the initial plug yet again in this match. Like
and what do you think about how long that fight took? That was really, crazy. Everyone was bobbing and weaving in.
Right, exactly. It was kind of chaotic right there. It was kind of hard to tell what was going on, but Team Ed getting the better of them yet again on these team fights, on these cash outs, on these cash boxes.
We're going and set up that C4 as Rabblerousers make their approach. Some great entry damage on Slothy. Thankfully, that's not a light, but we're going to be able to heal that right back up because that H1 infuser is still pretty crazy. We're going for a jump pad RPG.
Gets blocked by the mesh.
Block from Lamp. Mesh coming out, but he does go down. We do need to see Graduating take and fight and help Normalize. He comes in a little bit late. I think he wanted to get a clean off angle as he does TP away, trying to make his escape. He does eventually go down. I do like the idea that Graduating was going for that off angle, trying to avoid that RPG. Lamp did a fantastic job at blocking it, but that winch, again, you can block all the damage in the world, but that winch is just going to pump out so much damage. I do like the effort that was put in. Just a little bit faster on pace would have been beautiful.
Yeah, me being a mesh heavy myself, I know once you get winched, it's pretty much over. If you have a mesh, you stand literally no chance against a winch. So rather interesting to have Team Ed go mesh here. Lamp taking a lot of damage. He is half health. He's kind of in trouble. Slothy also one bar. He's trying to get his regen. Gets his regen. Gets H+. He's going for the flip right now. Normalize. Stall comes out. Stalls the point. Not a lot of time on point right now. Team Ed needs this, or this will be the game. Mr. Dirt taking a lot of damage. Slothy also on the side. Gonna get taken out. It is a one-player situation here. 1v3. Not a lot of time. 10 seconds left. Can Varian do this? Nah, the heals are just gonna go crazy. Yeah. And that will be the cash out right there. Going to a third and final cash out. Well played by Team Ed right there. Able to take out Slothy. Able to take out Mr. Derp. Leaving Varian by himself right there to stall. You're better off stalling with a heavy or a medium because of the DMAT. But yeah, if you're light trying to stall, or even the goo, right? Or the goo. Being a light trying to stall there at the end is just not going to happen on a 1v3 situation. Very unlikely that you stall by yourself there. And this is going to a third and final cash out here. This is going to be hype.
Yeah, if you're Rabblerousers, you're kicking yourself because you knew you probably should have had that if you just played a little bit more stall
play your life.
They got a little bit too split, and unfortunately for them, they took some big damage, but a big RPG comes out. Mr. Derp hitting Lamp and Normalized, Variant dropping quickly. It looks like they're making some great adaptations going into these fights, finally avoiding the winch and getting the value before they have an opportunity to fight Mr. Derp. And they're getting sloppy, gonna get taken down. Normalized pushing in, and Lamp's gonna clean up that kill.
Right now, yet again, all of these cash box fights has gone to the side of Team Ed. They have plugged every single cash out in this match so far, and they will do it yet again. Looks like they will go to A right now. A's pretty decent cash out to defend here, so.
Yeah, it is a pretty good cash out. It does have a lot of room to kite around and stay away. And if it is on that second floor, which I do believe it is, that drop is going to be pretty potent. An RPG comes out, it clips Normalized, getting blocked by the mesh, but Lamp taking no damage. Now going to get some good shots taken from the pike. And now we're going to be going in. Normalized does get found, get the reset, but blocks the winch. Mr. Derp, Lamp 1 HP almost. Gonna take down Variant, gonna take down Sloppy. Somehow they're staying alive at 1 HP.
Insane. I cannot believe Team Ed just did this right now. It's certainly, I thought they were gonna lose this match. However, they just turn it around. All of them being 1 HP right there. Incredible plays right there. Ah, that was wild.
And now we're going to be going in halfway left in this cash out. We do have the Rabblerousers going to be fighting for their life and stock on Bernal. We Sloppy going to take some big damage, trading shots with Normalized, both getting that H1 infuser hit on them, healing them back up close to full. To be going ahead, some initial damage from Variant, but Variant's not going to be worried about that at all as Mr. Derp goes and pushes for him.
That's all Team Ed has to do now is stay alive, and they know it. You see them just playing opposite side of them. They do not want to engage in a close range fight right now because they do have the winch. So they're just going to stay back here and just play the point. Not a lot of time on point right now. Sloppy takes out Graduating. That could be huge right there for them. Not a lot of time left. Normalized taking out Variant. It is a 2v2 situation right now. 10 seconds, they have to stick, and that is the cash out. Team Ed taking it home yet again for a 2-0 victory. Wow.
Yeah, and honestly, they made some great adaptations. Initially, I did not think that Mesh Shield was the proper pick, but it just took a few fights for Lamp to adapt so well and was able to get even more value than Mr. Derp could get out of those winches. A few of those fights, Mr. Derp was just in the wrong place at the wrong time for his team and not getting enough value out of that winch because they were able to pick off. Team Ed was able to pick off the light and medium before they even fought Mr. Derp. Yeah, and honestly, the saving grace of everyone that I've seen thus far has been that Goo Grenade. No one ever thought the Goo Grenade would be so good at the start of the game. And look, now everyone is loving it. Now that people have kind of learned how to play the game and contest, these last second steals can be so critical, as well as its utility to Goo Stall. It makes it a prime pick for the medium these days.
Exactly. We are going to our third game here at Sis Horizon. This should be exciting right here.
Yeah, Team Ed is up 2-0 in this battle. We're going to be going ahead, getting a big RPG. Mr. Derp drops it on the heavy, on the medium, and the light. As Lamp gets taken out. What a great interception from Mr. Derp and holding off in this corner. They just need to be able to find this cleanup on Normalized before he's able to get the body. He does get the body, but Mr. Derp calls him out and gets that kill.
Graduating now by himself. My Offer Coins running around 1 HP right now, and he will get taken out.
Yeah, and the Vault Tap coming out after his death, so they're going to have time to spawn in. They should spawn in a few seconds after this Vault opens, which means it's probably going to be able to get plugged and to that point over by A. And honestly, if I were Derp, I would be over there with Varian already setting up, winching out this point, if that's going to be their play.
They're looking for drop stalls potentially right here. So they just might leave the cash out in this room here. Not a bad play. I kind of like that.
Yeah, and that RPG hitting Lamp doesn't do much. He gets healed right back up, but some shots come out from this Pike.
Normalized. Now in trouble. He's a little bit HP here. He might just get healed, though, by his regen. They're walking slow. Going to approach the situation slow. Going to look for an opening. Looking like they might want to do a pad RPG play here on the side. Rabblerousers have no idea where they are. They opt for pad here. Looking for intel. Can't find them. Gonna opt for a team field lamp. Taking a little bit of damage. Both teams. RPGs coming out. Dome shields coming out on the team head. Not a lot of damage on anybody. Glitch comes out on team head. Gets winched in, but he gets saved by the wall there. Drop saw comes out. Normalized. Now half health. Kill beam comes out. Both all teams are full health right here. Mr. Derp takes out Normalized. Mr. Derp now in trouble. Lamp and Varian. Varian takes out Lamp. Now it is a 1v1 light right here. Who is the better light? Graduating, opting for the res. Both lights opting for the res. Optimal play here. Normalized, going for the steal. Not sure if they have any opportunity here. Glitch comes out on Lamp. On Mr. Derp. Varian getting taken out. Mr. Derp kind of in trouble. All three versus just Mr. Derp. Not a lot of time on point. Opts for another drop. Mr. Derp. High ground right now. Gonna drop to low. Probably gonna suicide. Stalls with the winch. That was crazy.
But he gets winched himself. Taken out by
counter
Lamp.
winched.
Good on him to be able to stall for his team.
We got a little bit of teabagging on graduating. He's kind of happy he got that catch out. He is litty. Yeah, that was actually really well. That was really good reaction time by Lamp. Just winching the winch, right? Counter winch. So, winch working out as always. Now, Team Ed will have the second cash out rather commandingly. We might just plug B because it's a little closer. Rabblerousers gets the spawn in. They are being aggressive here. Looking for a pad TP. Potentially. Never mind. They're just going to walk in. Glitch comes out. A little bit of damage on Team Ed. Heals coming out on Team Ed. All up right now. Full HP on Team Ed. They got the box. They might just walk it over. Look like they will opt. Lamp takes pad 2B to plug. Rabblerousers, I would be really aggressive here if I was Rabblerousers. Getting in, make that space, but they are sitting back, kind of just letting Team Ed do their thing. Varian taking high ground right now. Slothy taking a little bit of damage. Graduating, gets in trouble. He's taken out by Varian by that 9-3R.
They're getting a huge setup over there on that cash out. Sloppy does go down. And will we be able to get these bodies? Mr. Derp does find Lamp. They don't have a winch to be able to save this. A winch comes out from Lamp, and he does miss it. He does lose to Mr. Derp because he unfortunately did miss that winch, which wasted a little bit of extra time for that SA-12 to finish his animation.
Right, and Rabblerousers do need this cash out because if Team Ed gets it, that will be the game. They desperately need this. Good thing that they will have defense now on this cash out. They're feeling a little better about themselves here. So we'll see how Team Ed decides to approach this cash out. They might want to be a lot more aggressive than the other team was. So a little bit of damage coming out on Mr. Dirt. Man, taking a lot of damage as well. Varian. Taking a little bit of damage. Lamp takes out Sloppy. That's a big pick right there. That is massive. Mr. Derp's in trouble now. One by one, they're taking out Rabblerousers. If I was Varian, I would just get out of there. He gets the trade on Lamp there, or on Normalized, but it's not going to matter. Oh, wait. He's stalling.
We do get the steal taken from Lamp. He does get that. Varian unable to stall, and it looks like Team Ed.
Team Y? Wow. Wow, that is game. Team Ed 3-0 right now. They are just on top right now. They are going crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, fantastically done from Team Ed, winning the best of 5. We'll see if they're down for another 2 maps.
Yeah, Slothy being taken out inside of the last cash out was certainly the game. That was a very critical elimination there on Slothy. So as soon as he got taken out, it was kind of just over. Mr. Dirt falls over immediately after, leaving Varian by himself. Varian trying his absolute best to stall that cash out, did not work out. And Team Ed takes the victory. Yeah, we are getting crack-a-lackin' right now, guys. We got both our teams ready. We are jumping into Nozomi Citadel. We have the Scallywags going up against the Steppers. It should be a fun one right here. We got the Scallywags kind of sweating there. Gonna be sweaty right now with these white fits. I know the white fits kind of help with hiding in the backgrounds of some of these POIs. So if you want to learn something, you know white is a good color to go if you're looking for a skin to rock. So both teams are going all white.
Yeah,
I love
teams
to
are
see it. It's that
right
season.
Now.
Yeah, it's that season. It's that comp season. Yes, sir. TNT.
Everyone's looking
scrims,
for
baby.
Any small
advantage, right?
It's crazy. We're going to be seeing some crazy stuff go on with these white fits. Some funny creations and stuff like that. We do see the Steppers coming in on this high ground. They do have a great advantage. STN just kind of ratting in. This is his first time playing light in a more competitive setting than he's used to potentially recently. I do think he's a fantastic light, though. He knows exactly how to play the game. We're going to see a big win come out from Wally. Wally getting some great damage on Kip, but we need to see the Cool Cheese clean up and get this pick before he goes down. Wally also dropping yet again. I'm not sure if he did miss that defib, but now it's just going to be STN left to drop as the Steppers win their point.
And we do see Kip on the winch. This is a winch. I think it's a mirror matchup at the moment. This is my first time seeing STN on the light as well. I know I've seen him in his streams probably playing like World Tour, playing light. So this should be rather interesting to see how he plays. I know he's probably one of the best, not probably, he is one of the best mediums in the game. So maybe a lot of those skills will transfer over onto his light gameplay as well.
Undisputed SD being one of the best mediums in the game, but they catch him off guard. Kip gets reached by Wallio found. They looked at the wrong spawn. They do get the plug, but it may not be enough. Coolchi is pretty low, going to get healed up by STN. The one thing that STN is going to have to get used to is that H1 infuser. He's got to put it in his brain that he's got to look for those heals because they can be more valuable than getting damage sometimes.
No, exactly. I've ran into a few lights that are just not using their H+ infuser because they forgot they had it. And now we got drop stalks coming out. Coolchi's taking out Just Angel. Now it's just unfortunate by himself. 1 HP. Will he live this? That was a great play right there with that goo, but unfortunately still getting taken out. Goes outside of the map, goos himself, and then D-Mat's inside. Kip by himself, coining. He's just going to wait there for his team to coin. He knows it'll be a bad idea to pull up by himself on a 1v3. So, gonna wait for coins and hopefully have an opportunity to try to take the rest of this cash out.
And now his team coins in. Just Angel's going to be in 3 seconds for Unfortunate's coin. They will only have 45 seconds left on this cash out. It's going to be a tough fight. They may just opt to force the point and try and bait out the Scallywags as they make their stall attempts. An early drop comes out from Wally, rather interesting, and we're going to see Kip push STN off this high ground as we see yet again ready to drop and get that D-matted right on top of Kip looking to find them. A big RPG comes out from Wallio. Wallio also taking some massive damage. STN is not there to heal him, but we're going to get a pick. STN popping off with the damage, opts to go for the damage instead because he had a fantastic angle over Kip.
STN going crazy with the 9-3R right now, getting those 2 picks. Like I said, one of the best mediums. He just might be the best light in the game, you know, secretly.
There's a lot of competition in the light department. I'd love to see STN. I do know he's very powerful. I think I have played with him on his light class and know he's very potent. I know he's a very aim-oriented player, so he will get value out of that light class.
He hits the Kovacs.
Just Angel taking this ladder up. Going to be regrouping with his team, looking for the off angle. Wally just running at this door, waiting for any sort of motion on this door. But as we see, I don't think Kip is going to want to take that.
Right, we have Kip kind of just throwing the box away. We have Scallywags just holding height right now, waiting for Kip to make a move here. The steppers are stepping. Not a lot of action right now. Kip and unfortunate holding hands, walking a box over. Just Angel looking for some shots on Wally. Wally taking a lot of damage from that 9-3R. However, he's able to get his regen rather easily with that H+ infuser. Steppers stepped over to the cash out and plugged it at the moment. They do have defensive kind of play styles. We'll see how how this cash out turns out.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and drop it relatively early. Kip now weary of their position, gets a big RPG on Coolties, gets a win. He's gonna clean that up relatively easily. We do need to see Wally hit it. That's 12 shots. He does get a dome down and defend himself. And now he's just 1 HP. That call coming out. Just Angel gonna ego push that corner. Unfortunately, I don't know if that was just unfortunate play that he got a massive RPG on Coolties, lynching him as well. STN was not there for that H1 infuser. And I don't think STN should have been expecting needed to be there at that time either.
Right. Well played by the steppers, having decent positioning, able to trick their opponents on where they are. Scallywags spawning in, running in. This is going to be one more fight, and that will be cash out. The steppers do need this, or they will lose the match. Scallywags TP in. A lot of damage on Coolcheese. Coolcheese getting taken out. That's a big pick. They do not have a defense. Wally also 4-bar right now. Stinky trying to be very aggressive. Just Angel backs off. Going to get his regen. Wally also gets his regen. It's a 3v2 at the moment. RPG comes out. No connection. Steppers are down in RPG, and that will take out STN. However, they get a revive on the side on Coolcheese. Wally taking a lot of damage, 1 HP. Now it's just Coolcheese by himself. Gets wins through the goo. Gets defib on Wally. Both are very low. It's not going to be enough. Not a lot of time on point. Coolcheese gets taken out, and the steppers win the fight and this cash out. It's going to a third and final cash out. Well played on the steppers end right there. Playing very collectively, calm, waiting. Interesting that they were able to, Wally was able to get a res as they entered on STN. However, it is not enough. Unfortunately, the cash out was over at that point. So
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go with Vault 3. It looks like the steppers are gonna be able to get this tap. Red barrel in hand from Kip goes off early, gonna block and hopefully drop that cover. STN also throwing a red barrel the way of Kip. And they'll be able to take this TP over. Will he be able to get his team out before he gets taken out? That glitch comes out, and Just Angel also gets the crazy shots over on STN, taking him down. This TP is not something I want to be taking, but they're going to take it anyway and take this fight. Coolties goes down instantaneously.
Right. Maybe they opted for a quick reset here. As STN fell, they just want to reset. Plug is not plugged in yet, so it's probably the optimal play, to be honest. That's probably some decent macro going on.
Yeah, as soon as STN goes down, you have to look for the reset. I do think that's a good point, Satan.
Right. Just take the TP, reset, maybe get a kill for the ego.
Now we're going to be going ahead with this billboard point. This is relatively hard to take. They do have a long way to make on their ground in their push up. They do have relatively good cover because of this height and dominance of this building. They're going to be opting to go on these staircases and make their way up.
Right. Yeah, this billboard is one of the more stronger points on this map. This side of the map is just hard to cross over sometimes, depending on the comps. Spawns are really interesting, to say the least. So However, Scallywags able to cross over, being very sneaky right now. They want to get some intel. Same as Steppers, looking for where they are, but they're just walking, being very patient. Cash out ticks down halfway right now, so not a lot of time. This is going to be a one and done situation. All the Steppers have to do is just keep stepping, run away. Stinky fights Just Angel. Both take each other half health. Nobody dies. RPG comes out on Kip Kip. Bubble comes down on Kip. Both heavies are trading bubbles. Kip Kip in trouble right now, trying to get away. Kip Kip 2-bar at the moment, gets taken out by Wally. Now, unfortunate, by himself right now. This is not good at all. Just Angel trying to go for a reset.
Just Angel running away, trying to get out of there. Now he's got to commit to getting that coin up and escaping with his life, because if he does not, he does actually go back and get the bodies. Nobody on the Scallywags are going to for those
That
bodies.
is unfortunate. They're going to get the defib right now.
And imagine if he res Kip Kip first for that drop on that point. That unfortunately gets winched in and going to be able to get taken out. And now it's just Kip Kip and Just Angel up here on this high ground. Wally did not set up a C4. If they had just gone for it, I don't think there would have been time. He does look to hop on it, but Wallio finding that kill on Just Angel.
Man, that was so close.
Before he makes it to the cash out.
That was so close, to be honest. Like, you might have been right on that. If Just Angel was able to res Kip Kip there at the end, they could have had a potential on a drop stall. But I don't know. I think it was just a little too close, because sometimes you could just stick through the drop. But you might be right on that. Well played on both teams right there. That came down to the wire, both teams. Just going back and forth. Look at the kills. The kills say so as well. As you can see, both teams have decent amount of kills. Wally having 8 on the Scallywags, while Just Angel showing up with 6,000 damage, 8 kills as well, matching that energy. However, it was not enough to get them to win.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you right there. We're going to be seeing the FAMAS come out of the way of Cool Cheese. Going to be holding that white FAMAS. Going to min-max it. Wally looking for a
sledgy boy.
Are we sure we're going to be going for this? They just took that map, and now we're going to be going with the sledgehammer on this map, but that he is just trolling, as you called out.
He's just reminding us. Remember when this thing was good? Remember when people used to use this thing? The sledge? Yeah. Remember that time?
That was a season and a half.
Yeah, that was
time, to say the least.
Yeah. Y'all know sledge. I don't miss it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and we're going to be going ahead with a brand new meta away from sledge. Thank God that thing was nerfed. Yeah. Kip Kip going to be dropping down on Vault 1, getting that early tap, because the other team has spawned so far away. Scallywag spawning on the other side of the map. And STN is going to be over there in that Halto building as his team, Wally and Cool Cheese, make their approach. Interesting winch coming out. I'm not sure if he has hit that before. I don't think that would be in range, but maybe there's a few frames, few meters when he is. We're going to be going with a very similar theme. It looks like they like kind of ratting around, playing it extremely so, and hiding their position as they look to approach. And unfortunately for them, they just left B wide open, and now we're going to see Team Steppers, the Steppers, make their way, get their plug on B, get this cash out started as
able to get a lot of space and plug in. They have commanding position on the high ground. Stinky trying to pad over, lives. Thankfully, he is half out. Going for a pad play towards the point right now. Steppers and Scallywags kind of waiting to see what happens at the moment with Scallywags. Wally, they get spotted. Wally takes a little bit of damage. STN doing a little bit of work, but there's a light 1v1 happening in the background. So much fun.
And I don't think I think Just Angel's going to opt to run away as an RPG comes out. Wally gets in his bubble and gets it down. Cool Cheese have been able to get that damage. We need to still kill from tucked away on Kip Kip as we look to get a little bit more damage on. Unfortunately, Just Angel does dash up right behind them, getting that kill on STN. And now Kip Kip pushing back up, finally getting that regen. A res comes out, STN back up, but it's going to be a light pot in a barrel, essentially, and going to be taken out relatively easy because of that small health pool.
Yeah, and the cash out ticks down to halftime right now. They have plenty of stall potential as well. This should be easy for them to stall. This is one of the stronger points to stall in the game. I know some meds have figured out some tech where you can goo the point off the map on a stall. Doesn't look like they're opting for that, but I have seen it. When you knock the point out off the map, it takes so much time off because the point has to come back and reset into the map. So
look at Unfortunate's position here. Look at this D-mat. He's not going to be able to, he's getting that outside wall and going to be able to rat over in that corner. He does put the D-mat out and rotate back in as his team getting ready to fight for this last second steal approach. That wall is going to try and stick. He does get taken out by that melee coming out of from Kip. Cool Cheese dropping shortly after. Now it's just STN fighting Unfortunate. That goo falls to the map and STN gets taken out.
Steppers take the first cash out. They're feeling good about themselves. Yeah, that was certainly the first time I've seen that from anybody. Unfortunate just holding a weird position with that D-mat on the side of the building right there. That was so awesome to see right now. Always learning something. I'm always learning. I love to see new things. That's certainly the first time I've seen anybody do that. So,
yeah, exactly. I do like watching competitive games to see the new strats that teams come up with, the strats that they lab out, and it clearly shows which teams have been labbing and which teams are just being followers, because you clearly see a very similar set of people innovating.
Right, always something new cooking in the background. STN taking a lot of damage. He's going to be able to get his regen. Unfortunate, also taking a little damage, but he is big chilling right now. He's stepping over to the next cash out. Steppers plug the next cash out on A. I like this point over here as well. Pretty decent area over here. I like fighting over here.
Yeah, I do like this area. It is leading to some pretty creative fights.
Shout out to Embark. Shout out to Embark making incredible maps all the time. Very fun battle arena. Unfortunate stadium, one of my favorite maps in the game, to be honest.
Yeah, we're gonna see this entire team just chase Just Angel as he gets away. Honestly, it's probably not worth their time at all. They're gonna be able to stagger themselves, essentially, chasing this light away.
Yeah, interesting to see both teams positioning right now. Steppers opt to have the helicopter pad on high ground right now. It is going to be a one and done situation. One cash out, one fight. It should be a cool chase. Taking a lot of damage, having to reset. He is hurt. That is not in the position you want to be in as a medium. They opt for a flip while being low HP at the moment. That is probably all three of the Scallywags are in trouble. Ape and Future gets them back on their feet, however.
Scallywag is going to be in that corner, mantling up through this high ground, and now going to be able to take an even face check fight on this team. There's still plenty of time to make this fight. Cool Cheese gets winched down. Unfortunately for him, we need to see a trade out if you want to even up this fight. STN goes down. He does get the pick on Wally, but not enough damage has been put out, or that H1 Infuser is coming out and healing up Kip back to max and allowing him to take another offensive approach against this team Scallywags.
That is game number 2, baby. It is a 1-1 situation. Scallywags with 1 win, and now Steppers taking it home. 50-0 victory. Love to see it. Well played by the Scallywags, or by the Steppers. They really know how to play at Fortune Stadium. They've been did this. They've been do this shit. Well played by the Steppers right there.
Honestly, very well played. We do see a little bit of adaptation going into this Fortune Stadium map. And it's going to be interesting to see where the Steppers take us next, to see how they're going to snowball this. Look at this
Scallywags not doing the best on that map, to be honest. They tried their best, but not doing
honestly, I think it comes down to their pace. I think they're playing a little bit too slow. And see the model go through this shift during the season, where people wanted to bring it back in right at the start, but it's kind of phased out. I do think it may sweep back into the meta just a little bit if the Pike does get nerfed. It may be a go-to pick. You might be swapping between maybe the FAMAS and the model as the main go-to picks for medium.
Right, exactly. I don't mind model. Maybe model was a little crazy at one point a few seasons ago. I think like season 4 or something like that. Model was like really, really good. Maybe not that good. I don't want to see it that good, but I don't know. I think model's fine. I think it's a good gun. B tier at least.
Yeah, I do agree. And we're going to be going ahead contesting for metal. Kip playing that low ground and just going to give it up to the Scallywags. Just Angel on a crazy head glitch over there. I can barely see him. I'm not even sure if this opposing team is able to see him. They do ping him out. They find him. And now they mark out and going to maybe make their approach on one. But they do not have to be wary of Just Angel making his approach on this high ground. Maybe sandwiching them. But it doesn't matter because they get an early pick on it, unfortunately, and just jump straight onto Kip as he looks to make his escape. Going to be TPing back up onto him. Will they be able to hit that winch? Wally maybe throwing out that winch a little bit too early and not letting his aim take time and anchor in on that and just get res back up. However, and now we're back into a 2v3 scenario. Kip does get dropped down from that SA-12. Wally kind of getting his revenge on Kip as Just Angel flees the scene.
Yeah, he's going to want to play coins here. Or get his team back on his feet. See what he opts to do. Does throw the point and opts for reset. That is actually the play. I actually don't mind. Wait, unfortunate coin, right? Oh.
Yes, yeah, we did see a coin come the way of unfortunate. Just Angel getting taken out. Kip finding his coin. Now we have 10 seconds for this coin from Just Angel. We're going to have a clean
not sure if,
from Scallywag.
Yeah, I actually don't mind spending coins quickly because you do get 3 of them. So you use that one on the first cash out. It's actually not that bad. So they are down 2 coins now. Oh, actually, everybody on their team is down a coin. So not sure if that was the play. I don't mind spending 1 of them. All 3 could be a little bad. So see how. You typically don't coin too often in a 3v3. You do it obviously a lot more during the cash out rounds, but Just Angel in trouble. Gets punched in the face by Coolchi.
A winch coming out from Kip, bringing Wally into this fight. The heals come out from STN, but it does not hit fast strong. Now it's just unfortunate 2-bar. Coolchi's hitting those shots. STN also taking out Kip. Fantastic shots from him. Unfortunately, that Asian Future was not enough to heal Wally up back to full before he looked for that re-engage.
Right, exactly. Kip trying his best to turn things around there. Unfortunately, STN was just in the background, and it's just over after that. Getting a lot of damage. It's looking like the Steppers are stepping over right now. They have one more opportunity, it looks like, on this cash out. They have to find them and take this fight as fast as possible to have any kind of chance here. Not a lot of time on point.
Yeah, and Just Angel's going to take this high ground. I'm not sure he needed that high of high ground. But now we're going to see about 20 seconds left on this point. Going to have to see a bait come out. A drop comes out from Wally. Going to be winching this back up to this high ground. It's going to be a great position to be in. They're going to look to ride it. They are going to be looking for the DI, but he's going to ride it.
They
miss the winch.
They get it!
Miscommunication.
Yo!
Look for that winch as soon as he can. Winch the box.
That was perfect. That was a perfect play on the side of Steppers. Padding the point up and winching it over. That was just like a 2,000 billion IQ play right there. And being on top of the cash out, stealing, they were able to ride the cash out down and steal it as it was dropped again. Brilliant play on the side of Steppers right there. That came down to the wire, and they did it.
Yeah, honestly, what a fantastic steal. I could not want anything better if your team Steppers. In that moment, that play was just a dime.
Coolchi's in trouble right now. 1 HP gets taken out. Wally and Kip fighting on the side. Kip gets the better, and STM by himself. However, he has the money right now. He's probably going to do the same thing Just Angel did. You're going to take the money and throw it across the map. He actually opts to hold the money. He's probably going to play coins as he runs to plug in right now.
Kip's right on his tail. He needs to know. Kip not giving him any insight that he's right there. They do melee, throw that away, tap the button, try and break some distance and look for that glitch.
They get the coins in. Scallywags back on their feet. All three of them. Kip gets the money. He's in trouble. STN in trouble. Takes out STN. Dome shield comes out. They get the defib as well on STN. All of the Scallywags are up. They're in trouble though. They all are half health or less. H+ Infuser gets their team back on their feet. Both teams decent right now. Kip takes out STN on the side. Cool Cheese taking out Kip as well. It is a 2v1 right now. Cool Cheese by himself. Scallywags in trouble. He has to run away, get the reset, gets taken out instead. Looks like they will have one more fight for this cash out. And if they don't get it, that will cost the game. So Scallywags in trouble at the moment. They have to make a play, take the fight aggressively. And maybe they might just take this cash out.
Yeah, cash out with a minute left. Gonna see Scallywags spawn right back in over there in that alleyway behind the Ngmo building. As this point has been already spawned outside, it's gonna be rather difficult. Interesting, they did not want to manipulate it even further and get that out in the middle of nowhere. We're gonna see with Scallywags come in from the top, gonna throw a information glitch to try and find them as well. He looks to clear that bar area.
I like this positioning that the steppers have. They could just use the pad to get in and stall. Dome shield comes out. They get off the point. They could have just held that. However, now just things with killing Wally. Cool Cheese 2-bar, 1-bar. STM by himself. That's pretty much the game right here. Well played by the steppers yet again, taking game 3. Yeah, I really like that positioning on the steppers right there on the side. I think Scallywags should have held point. They still had dome. They potentially could have stole right there at least. However,
yeah,
they opt to get off, unfortunately.
Honestly, I just think there was a little bit of miscommunication. I think they needed to be all on the same page. I think if they all got off, took that gateway, they would have been in a great situation because they baited that team in. The steppers had to commit to that steal, or they just go for the full steal. STN did a great job at getting an escape gateway for his team to get them out of there. And honestly, it probably was the play to make that great escape.
Both teams doing relatively well as well on the kills. Scallywags they have a lot more damage than they did the last game. So, Winch proving it is king in the meta right now in all sorts of different areas of the game.
Yes,
you can kind of I kind of stall my cash outs with a lock bolt. But you're down a gadget when you do that. You can move cash outs with lock bolts. However, I'm not sure it's worth it if the team is spawned in and you're doing things mid fight. It's kind of one of those setups you need some time for. So,
I mean, look at these spawns. We see Wallio up on this high ground. Scallywags going to spawn right onto Vault 1 and get the high ground straight away. He'll be dropping down on Kip, hopefully looking for this pick, as Kip seems like he's all alone. Wally's looking to take a 1v1.
Misses Winch. Stops his regen.
Comes in to help at half HP. I think he did stop Unfortunate's regen as well. And just Angel's here to heal for his teammate. Unfortunate at 2.5 bars remaining. And Kip does find his regen.
Yeah, well played by the steppers. They were in trouble on their positioning, but they were able to back off and reset. Now they're all on their feet, max HP. Steppers they're stepping. They're doing well. I'm really liking how they're playing right now.
Yeah, honestly, honestly, they're playing fantastic. We see some great off angles come in from Cool Cheese and Wallio, pushing unfortunate, but just Angel's there to get some crazy damage at 93R, doing so much value. STN now on the other side of the map, fighting Kip as unfortunate might go down to Wallio and Cool Cheese. STN does drop and just Angel finding that pick. Wally looking for his regen, does get his stop, and now he's going to be just RPGing himself, getting him outside of this game.
Taking matters into his own hands. Wally trying to get the quick reset with the RPG. Steppers walking over to plug B. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the Scallywags need to do to adapt. Certainly the Steppers have adapted to the Scallywags at the moment, so Scallywags having to figure it out, you know. They're not in the best shape. They're losing a lot of these fights, losing a lot of these cash outs on the initial plug. They still got it in. All of these players are amazing in their own right, so hopefully they get things together here. Wally taking decent amount of damage.
Yeah, and now we're going to be taking the slow grind towards that Scallywags likes to do. I think Wally likes to be pretty methodical, but I do think this is a moment where you know for a fact you're going to have to be able to force point here. And this is going to be tough because if this thing drops, there's no C4 on it. They're going to pre-drop it. They're going to winch it in now and try and look for the force steal as unfortunately Kip find them in the back. Does block the winch with that goo, the glitch coming out, and now we're in a relatively face check focused fight. Wallio finding just Angel and pushing him away. They should now look for this bait as this team has rotated away. They need to do something to draw them back in for this fight once they get the team back up.
Right, we have the Steppers holding on kind of high ground, trying to bait them in. They don't fall for it though. Trying to bait him yet again. Winch comes out, misses Winch. Dome shield comes out on Scallywags. They get trades on both teams, however, STN is defibbed. It is a 2v1 situation. All teams are up right now on a defib. 2v1, Kip by himself. Not a lot of time on point. He can most definitely stall this with a winch. Misses his winch, gets winch, counter winch. Wally takes him out on a counter winch right there. And they will take the first cash out of the game.
Yeah, Wally finally hitting the winch that he needs to hit to secure his team a victory on that cash out. Going into this next point, I think if he continues on hitting his winches, finding that connection, I think they'll be better off for it because of how valuable it can be. I know Wally's Muta heavy, and one of his major issues is his patience with hitting his winch, and you honestly only get one shot before a fight really breaks out because it's hit or be hit with that winch.
No, exactly. Kip gets taken out by Wally. Glitch is coming out. Wally gets taken out as well. Both teams down a player. Cool Cheese takes a defib on Wally and is a 1v3 situation. Just Angel by himself taking out Wally with the 9-3R. Just Angel going absolutely insane with the 9-3R. That was such a good kill right there at the end. On Wally with the 9-3R. They don't have defib, so they are hard resing, and I think Just Angel will opt for a coin right here. Make his team coin. The point will get tapped by STN. And the Scallywags kind of have control over the situation at the moment until the Steppers are able to get back on their feet and start stepping. All of the Steppers currently are in the game right now. They did use their coins. Cool Cheese in trouble. Wally also in trouble. He took a lot of damage right there.
Wally now in a 1v3 situation, going to be taken out because Cool Cheese unfortunately was taken out, but Kip at 1 bar. Going to be pushing aggressively. STN doesn't know to stop his regen specifically, so he's just going to put some shots out and back away.
Right, one thing that I've noticed about the Steppers is their ability to engage and then disengage. Like, they are just absolutely balling out in this department. Like we just saw, Just Angel was able to get out of that situation and have his teammates coin. They are just really good. Their pacing is just on point right now, to be honest, with these engagements. They are all trying to stay up and live as long as possible. Get that reset with the Ape plus diffuser and then re-engage. Staying alive is so critical in this game.
Yes, and now we're going to be going ahead, setting up on these head glitches, on these satellites, and now going to be holding a clean, hard-to-push defensive setup. But Cool Cheese and Wally are making the right approach to go underneath and avoid any head glitch, long-range fight as Wallio runs. Cool Cheese follows him. Unfortunately, it does spot them. They're going to look to pad up, and now take a face check fight.
Cool Cheese gets taken out by an
RPG goes down.
RPG. That is their medium, so they don't have a defib right now. Wally and STN kind of in trouble. Kip taking out Wally. STN jumping in, trying to get a reset as fast as possible. And that's pretty much the cash out. They're not going to have any time really on this cash out. When they spawn, the only chance that they might have is if they TP in and get on the cash out immediately. So it's kind of chalked at the moment, but anything can happen right now.
Yeah, now it's going to be less than 30 seconds left. Gonna need a gateway pad, and it's gonna have to be a Hail Mary back on point. We've seen it before.
Right.
We've seen it from the Steppers last game. Will
with the winch,
but they're just gonna be backing up and not even attempting to take this fight. They're gonna look for positioning so they can move in on this next vault and maybe get the advantage there.
Yeah, just let them have it. We'll just get next positioning on point here. This is going to a third and final cash out here in Sis Horizon. Scallywags and the Steppers. Just Angel taking a little bit of damage here. Gonna dash away, get the regen. Kip being very aggressive on an RPG play. Gets his winch in, gets counter winched, however. Kip gets taken out, unfortunately. I like being aggressive right there. Cool Cheese in trouble, 1 HP. Able to get the regen. Both teams on their feet. STN gets taken out. Wally gets taken out. Cool Cheese also gets taken out. Kip getting a 2-piece at the end right there. Well played by the Steppers. Able to get reset. And like I said, their ability to engage in a fight, disengage, and reset to fight right back. I'm really liking what I'm seeing by the Steppers and how they're playing together. Certainly giving Scallywags a run for their money in these TNT Pro Casted Scrims.
Yeah, and we're doing a TP right over to this pad. Going to be making their way over to cash out D over in this orange building with these pads. STN going to try and make an escape, dashes away narrowly. Just missing his shots that he needs to hit to take out STN. That body would have been really hard to rest if STN got caught out in the middle.
Right. Thankfully, STN able to dash away, play his life, and stay up for his team. And now they're taking the zip line and kind of waiting to see where get some intel where Steppers are. RPG comes out. Kip gets winched and taken out immediately as that happens. Now the Steppers are in big trouble. There's no way they're going to be able to get a res on Kip, so they're going to have to just play back and play point at the moment. Scallywags opting for a flip at the moment. Just Angel able to stall and get him off point. However, STN takes out, unfortunately. Just Angel by himself takes out Wally. They will just defib and re-engage on this point. All this is doing is kind of buying time, forcing coins. Just Angel has to stay alive, and he knows it. Gets a little bit of shots off, but he's going to dash away. Kip now comes back into the mix. Kip and Just Angel are on their feet. They are just waiting for their teammate, unfortunate, to do the same thing as well. Burn the coin as well. This is their final cash out of the round. Halfway through it as well. Steppers opt to have TP on height right now. They need to get some intel, find out where Scallywags are, and start engaging. Not a lot of time on point.
There's not a lot of time on point. Kip's going to go for an early bait and doesn't really last that long on there. He does drop off a pad. Going to be their escape plan and try and get on this high ground.
Ooh, Cool Cheese gets padded on. He's in trouble.
Now he's down in trouble. He's
Kip now in trouble.
Kip getting taken out before Cool Cheese. That's going to allow Scallywags to snowball this fight and this momentum against Just Angel, and it looks like this is going to go to the way of Scallywags. Just Angel is going to be taken out and not going to be able to steal this.
Yeah, Wally doing a really good job peeling for his teammate Cool Cheese, able to get his back. Cool Cheese able to live right there. Well played by Wally and the Scallywags.
And is this 2-2 going from this match? I know the Steppers did take the previous maps.
This is in fact 2-2, right? This is game 4, baby. Going into a game 5. This will be the last match of the night. This should be, man, both teams going back and forth, huh? I certainly thought the Steppers had that in the bag. However, Scallywags turning things around.
But we're going to be going ahead with the Pike on Skyway Stadium, and I do think that's the proper pick for the medium.
Absolutely, class. Yeah. You get any of these like really strong kind of cash defenses like Mansion or on the side where you have to pad over. I'm not exactly where it's called over there. But Pike can be very devastating on a lot of these defensive cash outs.
Yeah, and speaking of not sure what to call it, that's one thing that we're trying to fix over on the new Ape Squad website when we do launch it. A big part of that is a new map feature.
Right. And this is kind of the section of the map that I'm talking about where the cash out is right now, or cash box. This side of the map can be really difficult to cross over when you have a Pike. Yeah, it looks like the Steppers have decent spawn on point. They're going to tap. Scallywags coming aggressive, gets deleted by that RPG STN. STN gets defibrillated. However, both trades right now, 2v2, 3 all up on the Steppers. Wally by himself. That should be the rest of the game, right? Fight right there.
Yeah.
Looking like Just Angel opting for ARN, which is also a really good play. ARN having a really good range. So definitely a gun that you want to pull up on Skyway Stadium.
Yeah, I do think the ARN is very good, but like you said, that 1 point can be very difficult to take. STN almost getting instantly deleted.
Right, as they patted over. Right. Wally patting over, taking half up. Wally not in the best shape. He is 4-bar. Looking like unfortunate, dropping him by himself. Kip there to help with the fight. Wally gets taken out right there. Cool Cheese also 2-bar at the moment. STM by himself, 1-bar. Gets taken out rather fast. Honestly, I would have liked to see them try to stall out STN there. That was a really fast fight. They're going to have plenty of time to come back over here and try again. Yeah, just so much damage coming in as they patted over. Range definitely being dominant on this map. So they get the same exact spawn.
Yeah, and that spawn, I think you're going to get over and over and over again. If you stand over there on that quadrant, it's going to maybe block that high ground spawn. You see a very similar narrative. Wally does get picked back up rather quickly. Cool Cheese dropping, and Wally on that reset does drop yet again. And we're going to see this spawn over and over and over again.
Yeah, they are doing a spawn manipulation tactic right now, so that they get the worst spawn. Potentially, they're not going to have any time on this. If they get a TP in there as fast as possible, they might have maybe some shot, hope. But it's looking like the Steppers are going to take this first cash out. They are opting for a TP. They're so far away, though, so they're not going to have any time. Wind comes out on Cool Cheese. Cool Cheese getting taken out. I think STN fell off the map on the side right there. Wally by himself, half health. Has RPG out with the C4. They don't even care.
Yeah. Did you see that range on that winch that Kip hit?
Yeah, I did.
And very close to probably max range.
Yeah, and I saw how long he was stunned as well. The more range you get on that winch, the more they are stunned in that animation. It kind of looked goofy. It looked like a cartoon, not gonna lie. That was wild, but yeah, winch. Popping off as always in these metas.
Yeah, over on Vault 2. Scallywags over on the other entire side of the map. STN going to be taking some early shots on it, unfortunately. It's just going to be a little bit of a tickle fight. The Pike is probably the only thing that's going to be able to make that damage actually work for this fight. We're going to see a big plug come the way of Kip as unfortunate. And Just Angel now getting winched in. Will he be able to make the escape? He does die to Wally. Wally hitting that follow-up shot that he needed. The H1 Infuser is going to come out. That body is in such a terrible position. He does bait out that winch, but unfortunately he does go down. And now we're going to see the reset on Just Angel. Just Angel finally getting back up. Unfortunately, taking some crazy shots and damage, and now he's going to find himself regrouping with his team. Going to take that H1 Infuser as Scallywags look to reset and play for the coin. We only have 10 seconds for Wally to get back up, which means we'll have a clean fit minute and 10 seconds left on this cash out when he does respawn.
Yeah, this will be a one more fight kind of situation right here. Cash out ticks down to halfway through. They're going to have to take this fight as fast as possible to get any shot. Pikes are going across the map right now. Unfortunate, it is half health. STN trying to make up for his team being in a bad spot right now. Just Angel takes out STN on the side right there. That is devastating right now. Cool Cheese has to get in there and get his teammate up. They're just gonna hold his body right there. That is not good for the Scallywags. STN being taken out right there could be the fight in the game right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait 5 more seconds. There's gonna be only 30 seconds left. Luckily for them, it's a light with a dash, so he's gonna be able to regroup with his team relatively quickly, but he may have to use his resources to get to his team so they can then have no resources basically to get to A. Wallio making a slow advance. You don't have much time here, Wally.
Nope.
You need to make your advance. Cool keeps setting up that path for Wallio. There's going to be no time. Wallio dropping down on it. I do like that path. Look at that tech. Going to be dropping
beautiful
with everything. Honestly, that tech, look at that.
That was amazing.
It drops the players and the cash out stays above.
Yup. Incredible. Love to see these new strats come out of the game. That's certainly the first time I've seen that as well. The steppers pulling up with the tech. Love it. Yeah,
and that's going to be our final game, if I'm not mistaken. And look,
Kip going crazy on that match.
Kip going absolutely crazy. That is a fantastic point. Dropping 10 kills in that final round. And look, folks, this is TNT. We're going to be having more matches every Thursday night, 8 to 10 p.m. EST. Some pro level scrims as often as we can. So keep your eye out for further episodes.
Yeah, we're here. We do this every week. You know us. Every Thursday night throwdown. That's what we call this, TNT. Love everybody that pulled up for today. Had so many great matches today. Watching Team Ed absolute dominate over there in the first few matches we had of the day. Now we're seeing the Steppers as well going crazy, going to a game 5 with the Scallywags. Lots of really good players we have over here. Love to see these players dominate and just go crazy in these matches. So much fun, so much exciting moments, so many exciting moments. Learning new things as well. I've certainly learned a lot of things today watching these players play. So I love to do this stuff. We will be here every Thursday. Got some new stuff cooking for you guys as far as a website coming out. Sonsoyo, any closing statements?
Shout out production. Shout out Justin out onto the production team, as well as Wirt, the mod, the Clipper, a brand new addition to our team for not only Thursday Night Throwdown, but also the moderation team over there in the Discord. So a fantastic ad. I know Wirt's been helping us out with a bunch of stuff in the way of art as well. So fantastic work from everyone in the production side. So thank you all, and we'll see you on TNT. And stay tuned for a raid. We're going to hit a quick raid right after this. So show your love, show your Ape Squad love, and going into this next raid.
We love you guys. You guys have a good night. Take it easy.